This is John Delvecchio from Street Skills with another garage motorcycling drill for you to work on. Today, let's have a look at braking. If you were to ask the next motorcyclist that you came in contact with, be it a new rider or one that has experience, how they should use the brake levers, they'll probably recite to you something like, you want to use a firm and progressive squeeze. And while that is true, it doesn't tell us the whole story. The smooth and progressive part is true. When we use the brakes, we want to make sure that we're not grabbing at them and causing a sudden shift forward before the tires get a chance to grip the roadway. And we could have our hands full, so to speak, if we were to grab a handful of brake or hit the rear brake pedal too firmly, because we could cause a lockup if there's not enough weight on those tires. So how do we fix this? Well, we use what I call the two-step braking process. The two-step braking process is very simple. When we go to use the brakes, the first step is to use just enough brake pressure to turn on the brake light and to mate the parts together. What that's going to do is allow weight to shift forward to build that nice rich contact patch up front. It gives our front tire a nice little bite into the roadway surface. It moves that traction pie up a little bit more to the front, and then we make a more smooth and progressive squeeze depending on what we need to do, if we're slowing or stopping or whatnot. And I'll let you decide if you prefer 2, 3, 4, 1 finger braking. That's up to you, and I talk about that in many other videos. Here's how to do the front brake lever garage motorcycling drill. So with the throttle closed, we're going to initially do the first step by putting a very slight touch on the brake lever, which will mate the parts together. It will bring the rotors and pads together, and it will also turn on our brake light. Then we can bring on more firm and progressive squeezing as necessary. Now, I considered calling it the three-step braking process from start to finish, because when we come in, we want to do that light touch. Once we've turned on that brake light, we want to bring on more firm and progressive squeeze, and then we want to release the brake lever just as smoothly as we began. And this is very important if you're going to be using the trail braking technique, because when you're leaned over in a turn and you're carrying your brakes into the turn, at some point leaned over, you're going to have to deliver out that brake lever, and that's going to be less abrupt if we release the brake slowly. So you want to get in your garage and you want to practice the two-step initial, more braking pressure, and then the third and final step you could add to complete the process, release it slowly. So we can go from rolling on to applying brake throttle transitions, and do that a bunch of times to build that muscle memory for delicate use of the brake lever. So we could roll off our throttle. First step, just that initial bite, and then we bring on more braking strength as needed. And then when we're finished with the brakes, we can release those brakes just as smoothly. Forefinger, we can roll up, reach and squeeze, get that brake light on, more firm and progressive squeeze, release the brake lever smoothly. As far as applying the rear brake pedal, we should be doing the same thing. A light touch at first, and then bring on more firmly and progressive pressing down on that brake lever as necessary. Here's how you practice the rear brake pedal. Normally your feet will be here, the balls of your foot on the peg, and we'll go into our braking position. We will slightly touch the brake pedal. That will be our first step. Then the second step is to bring on more braking pressure. Once we're finished, release the brake slowly, and then return our foot back to the peg. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in cornering confidence, you can pick up my book at Amazon. Kindle, and paperback formats. I also have an online course. Visit corneringconfidence.com. You can check me out on social media. I'm Instagram and Facebook, Street Skills Moto. Please subscribe, share, give me your comments and questions. Look forward to hearing from you.